Hello guys, welcome back. Today I decided I was going to talk about more serious topics. I'm kind of feeling in that kind of like gloomy mood. I'm not feeling the best right now. I have such a headache. I should be laying down, but I just don't want to go to sleep right now. I know if I lay down that's what will happen. And I know you guys don't care to hear it, so I'm just gonna stop rambling and get into the actual topic of the video, which I'm pretty nervous about. I don't know how I'm going to talk about it, but I just decided why not share it because it could help somebody and like relate. I'm not going to say who this person is in any way, shape, or form because I want them to remain anonymous. I'm pretty sure I'm going to ask them anyway if it's fine if I talk about this on YouTube because it's a touchy subject. This video is going to be about the time that I almost lost somebody to a overdose on drugs. So if that's triggering to you, please do not watch this video at all. Like, I am not trying to trigger anybody or down anybody's mood. That is not what I'm here for. It's just kind of just a vent and just to get it all out on camera, I guess. To show, like, it's kind of like therapy for me. Like, I'm just letting out my problems, pretty much my baggage, and telling it to anyone who cares to listen. It might relate, and it could help them. Like, that's pretty much the reason behind this video. So, pretty much, I have a very close family member to me that is my world. I hope I don't cry in this video. I really hope. Like, something happened to them in their early adulthood where they got on prescription medication and they became addicted to it and needing it every single day, and they had like severe pain and they couldn't get off of it. And one day the doctor said, we can't give you this anymore because you're addicted, and cut them completely off. So they had to resort to whatever they could to get their medication so they didn't get sick and feel pain, pretty much. So growing up, like, I was pretty much sheltered from it. Like, I knew it was going on, but like I didn't understand it because I was so young. I didn't understand how much of an issue that it could be. But regardless, this person was still a functioning person. Like, they still did what they needed to do every day. It's just when they didn't have what they needed, they'd get really sick. And I would see those days, and it was very hard to see, and I didn't know what else to explain it, but other they just didn't feel good, and it was just a thing that they had, that they go through. So I was very sympathetic to it, pretty much. And fast forwarding, they came to me and told me some news that I was devastated to hear about, that they were on heroin. And I just didn't know what to say or how to react because I've never been in that situation. Like, my dad, he's an alcoholic, but when it comes to a drug addiction, I'm completely, like, I don't know how to handle it, how to go about it. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, what do you say? Of course, I was hurt by it and sad, but I wanted to be there for them, and I wanted them to still feel like they had somebody they can go to if they needed a vent and stuff like that. And this person would like tell me how depressed they were and how like it was sad. It was really sad. And then there was a day where it really, really went downhill. I was out with my boyfriend at his family's house. It was actually on April 1st. This happened 3 years ago. We were at his aunt's house, and we were all having a little family get together, and everything was great. I remember after a while, after eating and stuff, I decided to go grab my phone out of my purse. At some point, I got a phone call, and I looked at it, and it was my brother. And my brother usually doesn't call me. We're not, like, we're close, but we're not that close. Like, we don't talk to each other unless we need to talk to each other. So I was like, well, I need to go take this phone call because it's random that he'd be calling me out of the blue. So I decided to go down to the hallway and I was going to answer it. So I picked the phone up and I said, hello. And then my brother says, hey, so-and-so, you need to get home. Like, you need to come over. So-and-so overdosed. And at first, like, the way he said it, it was so, like, just, like, a tone where it's, like, I'm trying to get this message to you. No emotion was there. Pretty much, like, I don't know how to explain it, but just the way they said it, I don't know why in my mind I just thought he was playing some joke on me. So pretty much I said, like, oh, is this an April Fool's joke? Like, are you joking with me? Like, you gotta be kidding. Like, you're not serious right now. This is not funny. Like, why would you say something like that? And he's like, I'm not joking. Like, I'm not joking at all. You need to get home, like, right now, if you want to see this person. Because we don't know if they're gonna be alive at all. And I start freaking out. And I'm like, okay, I will let my boyfriend know, like, I gotta get home. I come out. I try not to cry because I don't want to make a scene. I don't want people to know what's going on. And I really don't want people to know, like, my personal life. Like, because this family member is a very, very close family member. And I don't want anybody to, like, judge them or have a image of them that it's none of their business, pretty much. And I don't like when all eyes are on me. I don't like when people feel sorry for me. I hate that so much because it makes me feel like such a burden. So I'm shaking and I look at my boyfriend and he can just tell by the look on my face something's wrong. I look at him like, meet me outside. Like, I just look at him and I look at the back door and I'm like, that's where I'm headed. I just walk right past him. I don't say anything. I go outside, and the minute he meets me out there, he's like, what's wrong? And then I tell him my so-and-so overdose, like, my family member. Like, I don't know what's going on, I need to get home. And he didn't want to make a big scene as well, and he has a big family, so he had to, like, try and say goodbye to everybody and, like, go. And then one of his cousins came out and they noticed I was sobbing at this point. They were like, what's wrong? I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I just need to go home. And she was like, I'll pray for you. It's okay. But she was like, I'll pray for you. Whatever it is, it's going to be okay. Which I really, really appreciate because I really needed it at that time. Okay. I could cry. But, so I sit in my car, I wait for him to come out. He grabs me, like, some tissues and stuff, and I'm just crying in my car, and I'm calling, like, Sarah, and calling, like, people who are close to me because I need to vent, because I can't just sit there alone in my thoughts and in silence, because it's gonna make me anxious. I'm concerned and worried. I don't know if I'm gonna see this person ever again, and I'm just sitting out in my car for however long, and I kind of started to get irritated because he was kind of not being as fast as he should have, which really made me annoyed. Like, he apologized for it, but like, now, like, looking back, he didn't handle the situation as best as he could because I don't think he knew how serious it actually was. We took off, we drove, it was about a 30-minute drive back to where I live, and I started calling, making phone calls to see if they were still at the hospital or not. And as crazy as this, like, sound, like, they weren't at the hospital anymore. Like, they were discharged, and it's probably because, like, you know, like, money reasons or whatever. I don't really know, but they were discharged and they're fine. Like, they're not fine, but they're alive, pretty much. So we go back home and we go to their house to visit them, and I like just hug him. I'm like, why did you, like, what happened? And they're explaining the whole situation, and I'm just like, it's just heartbreaking. And the thing that makes it even worse is the person that this happened to, like, they were upset. Narcan or whatever it's called, they used that on them to revive them. If they were a few minutes late, they would have been gone. Luckily, they made it and they revived them, and they were just saying how when they woke up that they were very upset, and they said, why'd you wake me up? Like, I was finally getting to sleep. And it breaks my heart. Like, it really breaks my heart that they felt that way, and that they were so depressed, and that they were so exhausted, and mentally they just couldn't handle it anymore. And it scares me, and there's times that I get night terrors that I'm gonna find this person gone, or that they are going to be, like, I'm gonna get a phone call that they're gone. Like, it's scary to think about, and I always worry about them, and I never know, like, are they gonna relapse, or, because, like, after this, they still, like, did stuff for a while here and there, but now, like, I'm glad to say that they are off of heroin. They go to a methadone clinic, and they get, like, medication for their withdrawals symptoms, so that they don't have to, like, they also do counseling, so that's good. Like, it's a lot. So, like, I'm just glad that they got some help that they needed, and I hope that they stay on track and that they can stay healthy. I really wish that this person would come stay with me for a while, but they won't. Maybe one day. But I mean, like, you can only take care of yourself. You can only want help for yourself. So it's just like, I can only do so much, and just hope and pray that they stay healthy. But luckily, they're here, and I'm proud of them, and I hope that they can be happy. Like, I really hope that they can be happy and, like, want to live, Like, now they say that they have reasons, and when they saw how much it affected us, now that they've seen how much it affected, like, people around them, they don't want to ever do it again, which makes me feel very, like, happy. But it's just, drugs are scary, and they can affect anybody. They can affect you, they can affect the richest person, the poorest person, it doesn't matter. It's a tough situation. I know there's a lot of, like, especially where I live, there's just like an epidemic for it. It's just, that day, every time I think about it, it's so heavy, and so heavy on my heart, and, like, I just can't imagine ever being back at that point, or even worse. Like, I hope that never happens. And if you or somebody you know goes through that, like, I'm so sorry that you go through that. Have hope, be supportive, don't, like, judge, but also don't be an enabler. Don't enable them, because that's only gonna make it worse. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys stayed. If you did, thanks. I really appreciate it. And subscribe. Yeah, my voice is cracked. But subscribe if you want to join this family. I'm sure there'll be plenty of other stories that are more on the lighthearted side, and there'll probably be more serious stories like this. And then there'll be other random things, whatever we do. But until next time, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay healthy and stay safe.